Good morning. My name is Kurt Bowman and welcome to Yoga for Old Guys. We're going to do a practice today that is a step further down the road in the yoga journey from one I published last week. It was last week's was the most basic of yoga workouts. Today we're going to start building upon that for those who are just getting started in the journey. So regardless of your yoga expertise, come into a comfortable seated position. For you, that might be with your legs out here, legs like this, wherever you can sit, where your sits bones, those two bones within the glutes, are ground down into the mat or the floor. And just take a moment to calm your mind, bring your mind and body into the same spot. Focus these next few minutes on the workout, not on everything else going on in your day. Breathe in deeply through your nostrils. Throughout the workout, if you can breathe in and out of your nostrils, that is the desired method. Filling your lungs and exhaling through the nostrils. Get your spine, head, and neck as in line as you're able. Pretend someone is pulling up on your head and neck just very gently, lifting straight up. Open your eyes if they were closed. Let's extend your left leg straight out in front of you. Bring the sole of your right foot in against your thigh, heel up as close to your crotch as you're able, and just don't strain, just lean chest forward, back straight over your left leg. If you can touch your toes, that's great. What we're going for is just a gentle warm up. Right leg out, sole of the left foot in, just lean out chest, back straight, lean out over your right knee, just a gentle pull. We're gonna warm up some more. This is not it. Soles of the feet together, bring the heels as close to the body as you're able, and just gently push down. Bring your feet back, again in comfortable position. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, drop your left fingers to the floor and lean into your left ribs, opening up the right side of your body. Look up to your right elbow. Come back up, arms overhead. Drop your right fingers, lean into the right side, opening up those left ribs. Look up to the left elbow. Come back, arms overhead. Bring your fingertips behind your neck. Don't interlock them, don't pull anything on your neck. Just lay your fingers behind your head and squeeze your elbows together, dropping your chin. Open up that back, feel the shoulder blades expand. Come back up, elbows wide. One more time, squeeze the elbows together. Drop the chin, open up those shoulder blades. Come back up. Third time. Squeeze, drop the chin. Feel the blades open up. Come back up. Let's roll over to hands and knees. We're going to do what is called cat-cow. First, starting at your sacrum, tailbone, just start dropping into your torso. Let your back concave. Gently lift your head and neck, coming into cow. Doing the reverse, but starting at your lumbar. Roll up, letting your head and neck be last. With your arms, push your shoulders away from the floor. Open up that back. Roll back down into cow. Roll back up, starting at the lumbar, into cat. Push your blades away from the ground. Come into a neutral spine. Curl your toes under. Push back into downward facing dog. Walk out the heels. Gently give those Achilles just a little bit of a warm up. Walk your fingers back to your toes. Bend your knees as much as you need to so your fingers touch the mat. Head and neck drop. And now gently with your fingers on the mat, just start to stand up, legs straight. Just gently until they start to pull. Bend your knees. Roll up to standing. Bring your shoulders up, back, down. Turn your palms forward into a supine mountain pose. Squeeze the blades together. Open up those shoulders. If we walk around too much with a rounded shoulder, maybe lift improperly rounded shoulders. Come back in the mountain. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Bend your knees as much as you need to. Touch the mat one more time. Start to straighten your legs. Walk your hands out to high plank. You're up in high plank. Check your posture. Glutes, spine, neck, and head are straight. And warm up the core. Right knee, right elbow. Bring it back. Left knee, left elbow. Bring it back. Right, right. Left, left. Back. Push back into downward dog. Right leg, three-legged dog. Bring your right foot up by your right thumb. Drop your back knee. Come up. Bring your left arm overhead. Lean into your right side. Open up the left ribs. Bring your left palm down to the mat and turn and come into, with your right arm to the ceiling, twisting to the right. Hands to the mat. Push back into downward dog. Left leg, three-legged dog. Left foot left thumb, drop the right knee, come up, left hand, left knee, bring your right arm up, lean into the left, open up those right ribs, come back up, drop your right palm to the mat, bring your left arm to the ceiling, opening with your chest. Come back down. Come into downward facing dog. Come down to all fours again. Take your left heel, bring it up behind you. Rotate your hip outward, come into fire hydrant, dog leg. Roll your left knee to left elbow and bring it back down. One more time, try and keep your torso in check, in line. Bring your knee out to the side. Left knee, left elbow. Rotate it inward and bring it down. Let's try the right side. Right heel up behind you. External rotate. Bring your right knee, right elbow. Internal rotate. Bring your right knee down. Check your alignment. Right heel up. External rotation to the side. Right knee, right elbow. Internal rotation of the hip and down. Push back into downward facing dog. This time walk your feet up to your hands. Forward fold. Inhale through the nostrils, halfway lifted. Bring your palms up to your shins. Get a flat back. Look out a few inches in front of you. Straight head and neck. Forward fold. Let your head and neck hang. Roll gently, one vertebrae at a time, up to standing. Inhale, arms overhead. Bring your triceps pointed forward. Come into cactus arms. Squeeze your blades together. In arms overhead. Back to cactus arms. Bring your palms to the side. Shoulders up, back, and down. Squeeze the blades together, palms facing forward. Take a deep breath in. Slowly exhale. Let's get started with Vinyasa Flow. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lifted. Exhale, come into high plank. Lower into chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg, three-legged dog. Right foot, right thumb. Drop your back foot for warrior one. Left leg is straight, 45-degree out foot. Come up gently using your abs only. Bring your arms into parallel to your torso, kind of an airplane arm. Inhale, bring your arms up, triceps out, warrior one. Take a breath. Pivot to your left. Coming into warrior two. Arms out, torso center. Right knee is at a 90 or close to it. Front heel is pointing to the middle of your back foot. You can see your first and second toes. Drop your back arm, come into reverse warrior. Back into warrior two. Windmill your arms to the floor. Come into high plank. Lower into chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Left leg, three-legged dog. Left foot forward. Drop the back foot for warrior one. Come up first, using only your abs, into almost a lunge. Arms pointed back, chest out. Raise your arms for warrior one. Triceps pointed forward. Pivot into warrior two. Adjust your foot, look at your alignment. Drop the back hand, reverse warrior. Palms to the floor, high plank. Check your alignment. Push back into downward dog. Look between your hands, step or hop to the front of your mat. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lifted. Exhale, forward fold. Roll up to standing. Shoulders up, back and down. Palms out. Take a deep breath in. Inhale, arms overhead, building again on the flow. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lifted. Come down into high plank. Lower into chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Right leg, three-legged dog. Right foot forward, drop the back foot, come into warrior one. Pivot into warrior two. Check your alignment. Drop the back hand, reverse warrior. We're gonna add one. Bring your right elbow down to your right knee. Left hand, left hip. Open up your chest. Look off your left shoulder, opening up your chest. Bring your left arm up and over in the side angle. Pretend your head and neck are against the wall behind you. Left hand, left hip. Come into warrior two. Hands to the mat. Come into high plank. Lower into chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Left leg, three-legged dog. Left foot forward, Drop the back foot, come up into warrior one. Triceps forward, palms turned up and in. Pivot into warrior two. Drop the right hand, reverse warrior. Warrior two. Drop that left elbow, right hand, right hip. Open up your shoulder, chest to the wall, flat. Bring your arm up and over. Should be a line between your, straight line between your heel, back heel, and your front hand. Open up your chest, flatten your back to the wall, come back up into warrior two. Windmill hands to the floor, come into high plank, lower into chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Drop your knees to the mat. Bring your big toes together. Knees wide, push back into child's pose. Getting your glutes as close to your heels as you're able. Walk your fingers away from your body. Are you able to get your forehead to the mat? Come up into high plank. Push back into downward facing dog. We're going to do a hip stretch right now. This is happens to be my favorite. Walk your hands out just a little. Right leg, three-legged dog. Bring your right knee up by your right thumb. And this is called pigeon. Start walking your back leg away from you further. Do not roll to your right or to your left, but rather focus on dropping your pelvic area as low to the ground as you're able. If you can get your right leg at a 90 in front of you, that's the optimum position of pigeon. But don't wrench your knee. There's no sense in putting negative bad pressure on your knee. Just focus on bringing your pelvis as low to the ground as you're able. Now, if holding yourself upright is a good stretch for your right hip, this is where you're at today. If you're able, come down a little lower, maybe to the elbows, forearms on the mat. If you're able to come down with your head down to the mat, that's where you're at today. No matter where you're at, just take a moment to stretch that right hip. For some of you who have seen my previous videos, you know that I've said it many times. My chiropractor or my massage therapist has said, Kurt, if you want your lower back to stop hurting, you have to open up your hips. The tighter the hips, the tighter the lower back is going to be. Go ahead and take a moment, open up that right hip. Come back up. Push up straight. Curl your back toes underneath. Come into right leg, three-legged dog, and shake out that right leg, right hip. Come into three-legged, or come into downward facing dog. Left leg, three-legged dog. Bring your left knee up. How far forward can you bring your left shin, left foot? Get it lined up. Don't lean into your right hip or your left hip, or either way. Try and bring your pelvis down straight. Walk your back leg further away from you. And come down to where you were before, whether it's on your fingertips, your elbows, or bringing your head to the mat. Come down and open up that left hip. Breathe into it. Walk yourself back up straight. Squeeze a little bit more out of it. Move your left or your right leg further away from you. Curl your back toes under. Come into left leg, three-legged dog. Shake out your leg. Come down into all fours. Point your toes back, and if you're able, sit back onto your heels. Now, a little over 5 years ago when I started yoga, this was a 6-month goal of mine. It had become so inflexible in my legs, so tight, I couldn't sit like this for more than a second or two. Otherwise, it was enormously painful. But over time, loosened up, got to the point I can sit like this without terrible knee strain. Can't do it for great lengths of time, but for me, that was a goal. Let's come up to standing. We're gonna do some balance work because as we get older, balance does not get better, as we've talked about. We're going to do 2 balances today, building on the first video is last week's video, where ground into your left foot at first. Pretend your foot has 4 corners and ground into all 4 of the corners of your left foot, and just bring your right foot out in front of you a few inches. You can focus, if you find something that isn't moving, focus on that. If it helps, bring your hands to heart center. Engage that left hip. I'm on carpet today, which adds another element. If you're working on carpet, you're probably not going to be as solid as a hard floor. And right leg down. Switch, ground into your right foot. Bring your left foot out in front of you a few inches. Find that focal point. And left foot down. You may notice you have a better balancing foot than another. For me, my better balance is on my left. Back to the left foot, ground into the left foot, and bring your right leg out again in front of you. Now bring your right knee up 90 degrees in front of you, and open up your right leg perpendicular to the front. Bring the sole of your right foot flat against your left leg. Do not put it on your left knee. Do not rest it on your left knee. It can be on your shin. The heel can be up into near your crotch, but do not put it on the knee. Bring it forward, knee back up in front of you, and bring it down. Walk it out. Ground into the right side, and bring that left leg out in front of you. Left knee up 90 degrees. Left knee out perpendicular to the side. Bring your sole of your left foot into what's called tree. If you fall out of it, step back in. Do not put it on your right knee. Find that focal point. Left knee back out in front of you, and walk it out. During your day, to work on your balance, if you have a desk job or you are on your feet anyway, if you can find a moment, probably gonna have your shoes on, it adds stability, but if you can just stand with good posture, back straight, with your foot out in front of you for just a few seconds. Rotate to the other leg. Engage that hip and leg. Throughout the day, just periodically, kind of breaks it up a little bit, but it's that constant strength building, which we all need. Okay, let's come down to the mat. We're going to work on some core. Start on all fours and get a flat back, neutral spine, tabletop. Get everything in alignment. Let's start by bringing your left heel out, straight behind you, leg is straight, body's in a line. Don't lean into your right, don't drop. Just get everything as straight as you're able, including your neck. If it's within your practice today, bring your right arm out in front of you. Bring both out to the side. Come back to center and back to all fours. Switch, right heel out, get everything in alignment, left arm out, bring it out to the side, and come back to center. Drop down, forearms to the mat, Fists out in front of you. And let's come into traditional high plank or traditional plank. Get your glutes, spine, neck, head in line. Don't come up with your bum in the air. Don't drop, don't concave. Now is the time not to do the cow. Get everything straight. Look out in front of you and come down. With your forearms still in front of you, put your palms flat down on the floor and just come up into a Sphinx pose. Almost forgot the name for a moment there. Toes are back and down. Just push up. Reverse that strain in the back from the plank. Bring your fist back. Curl your toes under. Come up again into plank. Elbows under shoulders. Come down, palms on the mat. Sphinx pose again. Let's roll up to seated. We're going to bring our feet out, legs straight out in front of you, and just roll forward towards touching your toes. Keep your legs flat on the floor. If you can touch your toes, that's great. For some, it may be a goal. Come back up. One more time. Roll down. Get as close to your toes as you're able. Come back up. Come into a cross-legged seated position. And grab each an elbow and roll, if you're able, chest forward, out as low as you can. You can let your head and neck drop. Come back up. Switch the cross of your legs. It does matter. Grab an elbow and lean as far forward as you're able. Get as low as you're able, let your head and neck hang. Coming back up. And we're going to didn't do this the first time, but we're going to come into what is called Savasana. It is lay flat on your back, bring your feet mat width apart, open your palms to the ceiling, supine, let your eyes close, and let your entire body relax. Release your breathing if you've been breathing only through your nose. Take a deep breath in, let it out. Release everything. onto your side and gently push yourself up to seated, coming into that comfortable seated position you started in. Maybe you can come into a cross leg this time. One more time, breathing in through the nostrils, exhaling slowly. Thank you for practicing with me today. To you I say namaste, and I hope you have a great day. Thank you.